Okay, so I haven't done this for a while, a long time. Like, um, a lot of things have changed. Let's see. So um, I guess we could just start with relationship. I started, well, I was like in a poly thing with Tamsin for a while, and well, of course, I wanted to do the thing where I find another person so that it's, I'm not putting all my needs on Tamsin. Didn't really work out because they didn't like that. um, so so now we're in like a more full-on relationship. Not really what I was hoping, but and we'll see how that goes. I'm doing it for a little bit. I was working for Abe. I worked on a trailer. I like stripped the whole paint job down. It took a while, and then uh, painted it, and then he he milled some like wet eucalyptus boards, and we just bolted them down straight to the trailer. And those boards were at least 200 pounds each. They are fucking heavy. Because not only is it like a very dense wood, but also is a very wet wood. So it's wet and dense. And they're like 2 inches thick and like 17 feet long. So they are very heavy. That was a job. It really was. So I was doing that for a bit. Brian he's probably already down there to Orange County because he's going to like a college for like sewing. He's it's fashion or style or something, but good for him. Um, Proud of him. And Sasha is gone now too. Sasha went to New Zealand for a bit, and then and I'm not sure. Oh, he's staying with people, so he's doing that. And let's see. So what I'm doing right now is here's a little. Yeah, so it's got a little ding right there, but I think it's very, very shallow. I think it should be fine. So I'm making this little straight razor. The idea was just like the old one. I was going to make this for Nate, who's getting married. This one's just ridiculous. And an experiment, 5160. I may not have done the, I tempered, and I got a little nick. You can probably see it there. But I definitely did the hollow ground. Very good idea. And it's so huge. I don't know why. I just don't know what they actually, like how big they are. So, I don't have one. This was like one of those, this is called L6 steel. Very fucking, you can get it super fucking sharp. So, that's why I'm starting to make a razor out of this one. And this thing is just like an old saw, and I just bent the teeth over. So it's just like waves, California, whatever. And I think I'll give this to somebody, or I don't know, maybe try to sell it. This one's a little leaf. So when it was like in a more soft state, I just like carved those in with some high-speed steel. This one's very sharp. It's cool. It's supposed to be like a willow leaf. Maybe I could use some better work on the handle. I'm very bad at those. This was another experiment, and it's just this stuff is air hardening, just about, or like plate quench, but it doesn't get that hard. So if I use this as a razor, it would have to be stropped like every single time, which they probably should be stropped every time. But this one, because L6 gets so hard, it's incredible. Wow. So I've been using these whetstones. Very good. I think they're great for like whatever, 20, 30 bucks or whatever I paid for them. What's funny about this is that this steel is so hard. It's oil quench, and it's, I don't know, this is probably like 61 or something, HRC. It's really fucking hard. And the only thing that can really scratch this stuff is my 8,000 grit stone. The 3,000 barely works, and the 400 and 1,000 are, nothing happens. Like, there's no steel, there's nothing. I'm just rubbing on top of it. I don't know. This diamond, that's like a 5-inch diamond stone. Works, but it's the 8,000 that really does the work. So, ironically, I have to use the highest grit that I have to grind the bevel. Anyhow, so I've been trying to make a straight razor for like a long time. So this is you know, I'm really giving it a shot. See how it goes. Straight razors, I feel like this is more reasonable. It's a small thing, you know, it's not huge. I think maybe I could even shorten the blade down a little bit, because like you're not going to use the whole blade at one time, you know. That's just huge. So maybe I could even like cut this in half, and I think that would be just fine for, you know, shaving or whatever. Anyhow, so I've been doing that. I've been working on I'm pretty excited about it. A longsword. This longsword goes, it's like perfectly sized to my armpit, from the ground to my armpit. So it's a very long sword. Just about as long as a longsword can be before it becomes, you know, like a, you know, a Zweihander or anything like that. It's just very long, and I really like it. I really didn't do a great job with the guard, but I don't want to remake it. Just because I've already put so much effort into it, and all the fittings are fit, you know, they fit together. And this one is kind of an experiment. All of them are, but this one is more of a low carbon steel. I had to experiment with how to get like the most spring out of it, which is quench to like yellow, and temper like beyond blue. So it's like gray. Like when you get all through all the temper colors and you get to gray, then it does have a bit of a spring, but it's not, you know, it's not crazy like a good spring steel. This is more like a, you know, medium low carbon steel. And even though I had really good, well, not super good, but pretty good grain structure, it still like had a catastrophic break when I was testing it. Like it's not gonna break in use, because the break was like more than like 35 degrees or something. Like it's not all the way up to 40, but it was like, you know, it was like bending like here, or like this, like a pretty good bend, which, you know, my sword's not gonna bend like that because it's not being used like that. But when it did that, it like the internal structure, the internal stresses, like catastrophically like shattered the blade, or not a blade, but it was like a test piece. So it like, I was like thinking that I could just like break it and use the longer pieces for more tests, you know, like temper it even further, which I probably end up doing. And it shattered into like 5 pieces. It was like an 8-inch segment, and it just like kind of cool. So this is actually an old railroad rail piece that I cut from the base, and some of it makes me worried, because what it looks like is that, so if I look at it really closely, there's like 3 sections. So the railroad's here at the bottom, and this is the top. I took like one little piece off of this, and as I cut it all the way down, and then I'm forging it out, maybe I forged out like another foot of length to make it like taper a little, and make everything nice and square. And as I look at it, on one side there's 3 sections of steel that was welded together. On the other side, it's clean. There's no weld marks. So I don't know why that happened. And I was looking into this, so they said that old railroad might be around like 1040 or something. Maybe 1030. So people said 1060. I don't think it's 1060. It doesn't feel like 1060. I don't know what 1060 looks like, but it doesn't feel like a hard carbon steel. And it's a water quenching. Like, no, was it? Yeah. Oil is not good enough. Like, it doesn't get any hardness to it. It just, like, bends straight over. It does get, like, it's just hard enough to, like, bend and then snap. It takes a lot. But to get any sort of, like, springiness, it has to be a water quench. Which I like. I like water quench. It's just like, I don't have to worry about my oil or, like, the oil going bad, or buying more oil, or the oil flaring up. So I just like water. It's cool, and maybe depending on which culture, it could be like more traditional, because people still water quench even oil hardening steel. Like this one is a full quench little thing. Dipped it in there. And the other knives here, these were both, and I'm thinking I might even try to, like, etch this, because I want to see, I don't see it on it, but I did, edge quench these. So just, like, quench this in, and I think this part's a little bit softer than the tip, which is usually how it goes, But it'd be interesting to see, get all the scale off. I do like the look of the scale on there, but probably not good for a kitchen knife. But I just would like to see if there is a difference in color. Anyhow, so other than that, I took like the last 2 weeks off because Tamsin and I were like going through like a breakup kind of thing. It was not very good for me, definitely. Because more than anything, I just want us to be friends, but just too people pleasing. I'm a fool. So I was like really going through it, and didn't really want to go work in the sun or anything. It just didn't feel very good. So we got that kind of worked out and everything. I don't know. I had a dream about seeing Jilly, and I told her that I love her, and I think I was like crying or something. I was like, damn, yeah, no, still love her, but we'll see. I really want to contact her and stuff. I did try to text her, but I'm still blocked, so we'll see. It'd be really nice to catch up again. I did tell Tamsin that I'm not in love with her. And yeah, we were like having sex outside yesterday, and I was like, I'm not doing this for me. It's kind of depressing. Yeah. I don't want to like have sex like once a week, at most. Otherwise, it just makes me like exhausted all the time. yeah, so we've been sword fighting. That's really fun. I was nearly blinded. Tamsin goes pretty hard. I really don't want to hurt anybody, but Tamsin doesn't like pull their hits. So when I was trying to like go pretty hard for a little bit, like we were kind of wrestling a little bit, and I got stabbed in my right eye. Yeah, if that was steel, I would be blind. So I got fencing helmets and a pair of lacrosse gloves, which I have another pair coming in the mail this week. And we'll have much more protective gear, so that's good. And once I get that, then I'll feel much more comfortable bringing more people in. Because we started with like 2 very light swords, you know. Even though I got stabbed with a very light sword, we started out, you know, much more gentle than the ones we have now, which are much more beefy, more realistic weight, and like no flex. But I really like it. You know, I just have like this thing in my mind that's like, oh man, it would be so cool if I just could get good enough to like have a class, teach people how to sword fight. I mean, I have to get there pretty close. You know, I'm pretty good enough. You know, the thing about that is that if somebody came and they already know how to use a longsword, then I would probably just be like blown out of the water, and then be like, why are they paying for this? Other than just the community, you know. But you know, yeah, other things that I want to like make. Let's see. Oh man, I went on a fucking shopping spree this month. I got, let's see, I already bought 4 masks. Only 2 of them are kind of useful. The third one is so small that it's really hard to get me in, but I think it'd be good to have a spare, especially for somebody with a small head. So I got a large coming in the mail, and I think I got another one too, actually, which I didn't mean to. It's just got excited. I got a pair of lacrosse gloves. I've got 2 lacrosse gloves coming in the mail, so that'll be 3 pairs of lacrosse gloves and 5 helmets. Oh god! And really, if for how much I spent, I probably could have just gotten like a good pair of HEMA gloves, you know, and a helmet. But it's not just for me. You know, I want to make sure that if I'm gonna do this, I need to have somebody else. So it's good to have more than just like a single pair, you know, and all that. So I'm not like regretting it. I think it actually turned out pretty good. I was getting all my shit off of Goodwill auction, and you can get some crazy shit on there, like really good. Sometimes you get bought out the last second. It's not so bad. This is cool. Wish I knew how to make any fucking handle. Like, this thing should be double the size, you know. But I think for like a little dainty razor like this, especially if I end up just like chopping the razor in half, you know, then it would make more sense. Just a little tiny thing. I was gonna give one to Nate, but I don't know. I've probably been grinding this thing for like 15 hours now. Okay, what's next? I don't know. I'm just thinking about like, you know, it's like I don't want to really be hanging around with like just a bunch of really boring straight guys. I like to hang out with people who are more interesting and have more like nuanced opinions on things. I don't really like to have like a circle jerk kind of echo chamber. So when I'm hanging around like regular guys or whatever, I feel like I'm the outsider. Which is why I really felt like this is like the place that I wanted to be at. Like, I wanted to be like with the queers and stuff, because I want interesting people. But I'm not like queer enough, so it's like I'm the outsider all the time. I don't get invited to shit because I'm just like the guy, like the regular guy who's kind of weird. So like, outsider for everything. And it's like, I don't know. Why can't there just be like kind of weird people to hang out with who aren't obsessed with the gender and sexual identity? Oh my god, please shut the fuck up. Constantly. Oh my god, I'm so queer. I'm so gay. Oh. Cool. I don't care. Honestly, I prefer if you would just, like, not. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, so it just, like, has a deep sense of, like, what am I doing here? There's, like, no community that wants me here. And, you know, there's no person that I really would want to. I don't know, I'm not in love with anybody here. In fact, I think I dislike most people who are here. Fucking Californians. Why did I come here? It's awful. I should have went somewhere else. That's all I had. Sam has absolutely fucking ass judgment, which is why I'm here. Makes sense. Why did I come here? And it's fucking miserable most of the year. I would almost say that it's nicer in Montana than here, because it's so fucking gray all the time here. And even, like, you know, I could go like 4 miles inland and the weather changes dramatically. So what am I doing? I don't know. I do love the house that I live in, but I just don't think it's enough. But if I do move, I may have to put away the blacksmithing, you know. Get a different job, different kind of job or something. Well, I'm going to get a gardening job here in a bit. Brian hooked me up with some people who seem really nice. And, well, I couldn't do that this week because Jules has COVID. Like Tamsin said, it's always you, dude. You're always the one who's bringing shit home and then getting everybody sick. And he was coughing this morning right next to Tamsin. I'm gonna get it. Great. I really wish that I could just, like, go. Yeah, maybe a big problem with what I have right now is that I just don't have any good income. I don't know. But I do want to make swords. It's really, I don't know, it's a thing that I really like to do. It makes me very excited. You know, I wouldn't say it's a passion. Maybe it is. I don't know what a passion is. I like it, though. Good enough, I guess. But we did I made maybe a mistake that when I was talking to Tamsin about, like, our relationship, we were like, they say is that they don't think there's like a person for someone, you know. And we're like, yeah, you know, I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess, you know, you're a person that I would like to be with, but you're not like a person. Doesn't mean that I like don't want to. Maybe I don't. Not like I dislike him. I do love him, but just like not in love. Irritating that I have to deal with shit. It's my fault. Getting there. You know, this has taken so long that I don't think that I actually want to give this one away. This has taken like more than 20 hours now. So the back is here. Pretty good. That is very, very, like I can't even feel that. We'll see if I can get that sharp, you know. And I might just have to grind it down. And this side is right here, which has no shit on the edge other than down here. So I'm trying to get this down, and then trying to get a perfectly smooth edge. I don't know when I'm going to give up. I have soccer today with Simon and May and those guys. I don't know why I would go to bed. They invited me, but I'm just like not like, I'm not gay here. I'm not gay enough for this community. I feel like people just don't want me here. Everybody recognizes me as like the weirdo, the guy who doesn't have a group. It'd be nice to live in a sunnier place. But there's like no stepping stone. I don't have enough money to move out of the country or anything like that. And I don't really want to live in a cold-ass place again. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to go there and be like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then I'll be like, oh, I remember now. Because that's how it goes. Remember why you made decisions in the past. Remember why. Absolutely fucking miserable. And wherever I go, I'm going to have to, if I want to do blacksmithing stuff, I'm going to have to find a place to do it. If I ever want to, again. So, you know, it's not so bad here, it's just that I'm not taking advantage of it. I'm going to move to a place and just hope that everything will just work out, but I need to do it myself. So that's that. I don't know what else to say. Ryan and Sasha are gone. I guess Shane still wants to be, like, Shane wants to be my friend, but I don't. We're not, like, the most, I don't know if I really vibe. He's a bit of a weird hippie. I should just go to a place where there's nobody fucking zodiac horoscope people and energies, and nobody will ever say abundance the word ever again. Fuck. Yeah. Anyhow, so I guess that's all I got. I'm gonna have to start working again because I'm not disabled anymore. I didn't even try to do that test very well. Yeah, that's all I got. So, okay. I'm gonna be doing this for the next probably 2 hours. See ya.